This is Nosey with Good Intentions, the podcast.
In every nook and cranny.
This is Michael.
And Kirk. Guiding your noses today.
That worked! Good afternoon, sir.
Turns out, it sure is. It sure is.
Do you have a fine raptor scope for us today?
First of all, elephant in the room, we're back. Turns out, we made amends. All it takes is a conversation. We had most of that conversation off camera.
Tis true.
A lot of people's business involved, so we had to make sure we had a little business in private, you know. But if you're out there and you're having any issue with a friend or not friend or colleague or bitter bitch, it's always best to try to say it out loud. Don't you think so?
I agree.
Well, the rapturous quote for today is, of course, my new favorite lyricist, 2 Chainz. He, in a long lineage of lyricy, he, in the same song, famously, of chain hanged him a ding-a-ling. Prior to that line, there's another nugget of gold lyricy where he says, in middle school, got head on my 10-speed. Reminds me of February. Trying to fuck with me? That'll be Nebuary.
Trash.
Poet laureate, 2 Chainz.
Trash.
Thanks, 2 Chainz, for
that's horrendous.
Poetry.
That's terrible.
Chain hanged him a ding-a-ling.
That goes in the same vein of that bullshit.
Listen, I will say though, if you're having a bad day,
yes, sir,
just randomly out loud, if you go, chain hanged him a ding-a-ling, chain hanged him a ding-a-ling, it will perk you right up. Poet laureate.
We should have wrapped the last episode.
Maybe we should have gave up. Comment below if we should have just ended it last week.
Oh, Lordy. Lord.
Well, we're back
to the norm.
What's been on your mind?
Why do we need vices to be creative? Or why do some
I should
people
have done a lyric from Ludacris's Vices song.
You got a Vices song?
It's called Vices.
Is it older or newer?
I don't remember how many years ago YouTube said it was.
Fair enough.
It was when he was doing the Big Head.
Oh, that was a while ago. That was probably his third album.
You remember that in the videos?
Yeah.
There was always like him.
Yeah,
and then there was the big head of him. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the big head's in that video.
Okay.
Because everybody got vices.
That's how the song goes?
Yeah. That's the hook.
Okay.
You know, as the young kids say.
No, it seems as though, the reason why I thought of this is long time ago, I used to indulge in some Mary Jane. And there was a time when I used to make beats and somebody was like, man, you don't smoke or pop pills or nothing to make beats. I was like, nah, I just do this sober, you know what I mean? And I felt the creative juices regardless of enhancements or not.
Are you sure they didn't say, hey, I just listened to this beat. Are you sure you didn't want to be a little high next time you try this again?
That's their polite way of saying cash.
Hey, how many pills did you take before you did that beat?
No, I just noticed that whether it's liquid courage to address things, refer back to last week. Or,
you're welcome.
Or if it's
little
just
marriage counseling from last week.
Or if
I think it's good to check in. Yeah. Just a quick side note, camera one left ear. I think it's good to check in. Continue.
For sure. Or if it takes, like I noticed that, I don't know about other genres, but for rappers, there tends to be a lot of Mary Jane in the air in the studio, and people are alcohol, and they say, you know, we got to get the vibe right, or whatever word you want to use for vibe. And do you think that's good or bad? And do you think that vices, or maybe not vice, that might be too strong of a word. Hallucinogens. Do you think they help creativity, limit captivity, Lord, limit creativity, or it just depends on the
Enhanced
person?
captivity.
I mean, if you're in captivity, I mean, being high might make the time go by faster.
I would imagine there are some prisoners that would be like, yeah, let's try that. I'll be a part of that experiment.
I'm sure there's prisoners that are actually indulging in hallucinogens and things.
Yeah.
Is Mary Jane a hallucinogen?
It is a
The H word?
it is. I don't know what you said.
Hallucinogen. That's a real word, I promise.
It is.
Oh, you literally like, I don't think that's a real word.
Because in my mind, I was debating between hallucinogenic.
What's that?
So it is Mary is a hallucinogen.
Okay.
But if you're talking about hallucinogenic drugs,
That's the
Mary
whole...
is on the list. But when you say Mary it's a hallucinogen.
Okay.
But when you're talking about the whole, it's a hallucinogenic.
I can't spell
Comment
neither one
below
of
if
them.
that's correct
I
here
can't
on the
spell
Factual
neither one of them
Podcast.
shits.
I think it's, because I think both are actual words.
Okay. I think they both are as well.
Or it has hallucinogenic properties.
There we go.
Yeah.
I
You're
can't
welcome.
spell none of that shit.
I'll get back to you on that. I think it's HALLUA
C-N-E-G-I-C.
NAGENIC.
Okay.
Halabulubla.
That's what it looks like. I ain't got nothing for you for that one, sir. But anyway, do you think those enhance creativity, limit creativity? I was about to say captivity again. Or do you think it probably varies by the person?
I would say it's probably per person.
Okay.
Because I feel like drugs affect people in such a different way depending on your genetic makeup, I guess is what they say.
Okay. Have you ever been drunk or high and been like, do you feel like it's enhanced your experiences during that time? Because like there's been times when I've been drunk. We all know. Where it's a good thing and a bad thing.
There might be video evidence.
Might be. Just
or auditory evidence.
a little bit of both. But no, I've been in a public social setting and been completely sober.
Yeah.
And if everybody else has not been super drunk, I have a good time. But if they like pissy drunk, it can be very annoying. Like, Did I tell you about the funeral I went to? Did I talk about it on here?
I love that it was a funeral.
Did I talk about it on here?
Go for it.
Okay, well, if I talked about it, my bad. But so
you're welcome for the repeat.
Yeah, so we go to my cousin's funeral, and so my family, we get there, and
your unit,
yes, my squad,
your M unit,
yeah. So we get there,
C unit,
G unit,
Chappelle C unit.
Oh yeah, C unit, yeah.
You're welcome.
So we get there, we have not a good time, but we go to the we did talk about it because we discussed repast and wake and the differences in that. But anyway, just to rehash. So
they were drunk. Who was drunk?
My mom.
Somebody that did a speech was drunk, right?
Did
they get up and do a speech
at the funeral, but he wasn't drunk then.
Oh, okay.
So what we black folks call the wake.
Repast.
White people call it repast. We call it wake, right?
No.
The viewing before the day before the funeral.
That's the wake.
Okay, so we had a wake.
Whitey wake.
Yeah. That should be the name of this episode. But no.
Whitey wake and black repast.
Yes. So we go there and...
viewing.
Let's just call it a viewing.
You're right.
Yeah.
Black people call it a wake to see the person.
Right. Y'all call it...
And we call it, the Caucasians, we call it the viewing.
Okay, same difference. So... we all get, so I go by myself to my other cousin's house, his sister, the sister of the person who passed. Everybody went to her house.
Okay, sorry.
And we have.
I was trying to keep up with all that. I don't think I was on that train. But go ahead.
No
Continue.
problem. So, but I got back to my cousin's house a little bit later because the hotel I was staying in was like a good 40 minutes away.
Okay.
So I get back and I get there, and both my aunt and uncle who came from their homes, they got drunk en route to the gathering after the wake.
Okay. Yes.
So I got there and they were the loudest and most rambunctious.
Turned.
Nephew! What's up, nephew?
And they kept following you inside and
yes.
outside. Okay. Yeah.
So
I do remember
I
that now.
that. So that was the time when, well, alcohol is not a drug. I'm just saying those.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Not for legal purposes.
Oh, okay. So that
recovery purposes.
Yes. Okay. So for that was a very frustrating time. But the next day, when I was not drunk, but equally enjoying myself, we started at the same point. It was a much better experience.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I've also been the drunk, annoying person, as we all know.
Might be auditory evidence.
So I wonder
visual evidence.
The differences between those experiences versus a creative space. Like if we were both on here, like high out our minds. Luckily, there is no video evidence.
Not at all.
Amen. Look at God, won't he do it? But there might be some auditory evidence. But anyway.
Definitely some auditory evidence.
But I don't think that interfered or made that creative time good or bad. I just think it was just, plus it was
already what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was exactly the same.
Still this. It was just.
Yeah. I don't know, like, in my Mary journeys, I've had a few. Mm-hmm. The first time that I ever met Mary.
We should call this something about Mary.
First time I met Mary.
There we go. Let me text that to you.
The first time I met Mary, this was a very long time ago. I was already turned, drunk.
Oh, in addition.
And so I was a smoker. Mm-hmm. And so they were like, here, tab this cigarette. Mm-hmm. And so I was just smoking it like a cigarette, but they would take it back.
Oh, I was like, I know they didn't let you just...
Yeah, no, it was macaroni and cheese.
Okay, thank God.
And so his friend... She didn't have a nickname, but she smoked Cools, the KOOLs.
I smoked those, yeah.
And so they would say, here, try this Cool cigarette. And so I would be like, oh, I've never tried one.
But you thought it was C.
I thought it was a cigarette.
This was a MOOL. It
was
a Mary Cool. A Mool.
It was Mary.
Yes, sir. Did it look like a cigarette?
I don't.
Oh, you was already, yeah.
I was turned. Yeah. Actually, my cousin was making drinks, and he's a little heavy-handed.
I'm a pretty good bartender. You're a pretty good bartender.
That was the first. Thank you. I think that was the first time I ever had Fireball.
Fireball's good. Some people don't like it, but I like it.
It's a little too...
The cinnamon? It's cinnamon whiskey.
Well, I was thinking of the commercial. Long-lasting freshness
Big Red.
with Big Red.
Big Red is... I like Big Red, but it can be strong.
I love Big Red gum, but as soon as I'm like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah, that first...
Like, the flavor never goes away because I can't last long enough.
Too cinnamony?
I can't last long enough.
That's what she said.
So Fireball sort of had that same, like, but because it was quick,
right.
It was like, whatever.
It's not a lingering...
Yeah. 5 in, it didn't matter anyway, so...
You might have been blitzed.
I was a little turned.
Blitzed.
I don't know if I'm a good drunk. I don't know. See, my problem is when I met Mary, that was the first time I met Mary. Well, I was already turned.
Right. So
I don't really know. Later, they told me that it wasn't a cool cigarette.
It was a cool cigarette.
It was a Mary cigarette. But the second, so I tried it 4 times. So the second time, I just got really paranoid.
Some people have that reaction too.
I just got really paranoid
Just like,
for like 20 minutes, and then I was hungry.
you're definitely gonna be hungry.
And I went, was that it? I don't really want to do that again.
But there's also indicas, the sativas, there's uppers,
listen,
downers.
this was before anybody even talked about those differences.
Yeah, see, for me,
This was when it was, this is good
or trash.
or we're not sure.
Right.
That was it. There was no, all this extra stuff. We didn't know any of that stuff.
Right.
But then the third time I tried it, I was just hungry. Which wasn't really all that different from any other time. But, so I was sort of like, well, that was sort of a waste. And so the last time I was like, well, I guess that's it. I guess I just don't have that good reaction that people like.
Okay. See,
Then I met her again later.
my very first time was with Big Bro and his cousin. So we used to work at this seafood restaurant. We were busboys. I can say the name of it because it doesn't even exist anymore. It was Chef.
But you know where it is.
I do.
So other people might.
Nah, but that's fine. So seafood restaurant, super good food. So we on Fridays and Saturdays we would get off work and all of us would crash. All three of us would stay at Big Bro's house.
Okay.
And so one time he'd stay in an apartment complex. We go to the pool and I smoke. I was like, I don't know what it's gonna be like, but whatever.
Yeah.
We smoke and we get back in the house. And man, I just kept laughing and laughing and laughing.
I laughed and fell asleep. Oh, that was what happened on the fourth time. I just laughed a bunch and then I fell asleep in the middle of a card game. Like
literally
putting my card out. That was the end of that.
Damn.
Yeah, that was the last time.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
So I just kept laughing. He was like, shut up. Like his mom was there, obviously. She's like, we don't want to wake her up. I was like, I can't stop laughing. So I just kept laughing. But I don't think I've ever like sat down and actively said, I'm going to be creative. Let me take something or do something. So I don't know if I think it's probably both though. Cause like you say, you can be so high you get sick. Like the first time I ever smoked a cigarette behind smoking weed, I threw up everywhere.
Does that mean after?
So I had indulgence of Mary. Then I smoked a cigarette because somebody was like, it boosts your high. I was like, all right. Smoked a cigarette. And then I got in the house. I sat down on the couch. I just threw up on the floor.
Enhanced high.
Yeah, it does boost your high, but I don't think at that
It just
time
boosts you too much.
At that time, I wasn't a cigarette smoker.
Too big of a booster.
Too big booster. Too much booster. It was boosting. But yeah, I was on the floor. And I was like, that's not sexy. I mean, I was only like 17, 18. So it wasn't like I was a pro smoker. But yeah, I threw up all over the floor.
I was.
Well, I was a pro Mary smoker, not a cigarette smoker.
I was a pro cigarette smoker.
At 17, 18?
Uh-huh. I had my first one at 14.
I had 15. My first one in middle school, 15. Hanging out with white people. I did. I was trying to fit in and
was
shit.
At Christian camp.
Oh, you told that. Well, mine was in middle school, hanging out with the white guys who were skaters. I was an absolute poser because I could not skate, and we didn't have enough money to buy an actual skateboard. So it's all good. But I hung out, and they were nice to me. What the fuck? I had fun. They were, like, one of my friends' name was Jesse. He could skate his ass off.
Uh-huh.
He was a heavier guy, super cool. He lived like diagonally across from the middle school, so we could walk to his house after school. Yeah, so I hung out with him. Yeah, I used their skateboards. But yeah.
Did you get any good at it?
Fuck no. I couldn't even ollie. And that's just popping the board up and going back down. But you get both wheels up at the same, like you pop it up so that both wheels are up. I couldn't do anything. But I mean, I could rollerblade. I had rollerblades.
I loved rollerblading.
I did too.
I told you I played basketball and rollerblade. Yeah.
You basketballed in rollerblades?
Yeah, I was really good at it too.
That seems scary as hell.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, I have been on Mary and played basketball. That was the longest game of basketball in my entire life. Like, bro, when I tell you, I couldn't shoot that bitch for nothing. And I was like, why are we playing basketball? It's hot. Like, we had got off work at Burger King and walked across the street to this guy's house who had the weed. When I tell you that was the longest game of basketball, and I just was like, why am I playing basketball? I'm sweating profusely, and I'm not functioning correctly at all. It was just hit the side of the backboard, hit the side of the backboard, hit the front of the rim. Like, I didn't make one shot the whole time. And I don't know, that might have been a 2-minute basketball game, but it felt like 3 hours. And I just realized I'm not doing this ever again, like playing basketball hot.
I don't know if I've ever, I don't think I've ever done any sport with Mary.
I don't know. But see, that's why I wonder, would it help in the creative space? If I'm making beats, at least I'm stationary and not doing anything athletic.
Well, what I was going to say was transparency, here on the Transparent Podcast. The first, God only knows how many episodes, I had learned about Mary again.
You reunited? It felt so
in
good.
her chewable form. And I may or may not have been a little ticked for the first, God only knows how many episodes.
15?
You think it's that few?
Maybe the first 20?
We just stopped one day, and I don't remember why. I think I
thought we
forgot
ran
it
out.
one day. No, I still had it. I still had it. It's gone now.
Oh, okay.
It's not really.
You turned closer to the microphone.
It's gone now.
Yes. Yeah, real gone. Is it still at the OG location?
No.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, that would be interesting.
No, that'd be funny.
Hey, this thing.
They're in their turn.
Yes.
No, it's not. But I think I forgot it one day, and then we just never did it again.
Okay. It can't be more than like the first 20, 25 episodes though.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't think you can tell a difference.
We're at 117 now. So.
I'm just as likely to forget where I'm at in the middle of my story. I'm just as likely to say something stupid.
Exactly.
But I don't know if it made me. I'm with you. I don't think it made it any more creative or any less creative. I think we were already doing our back and forth anyway.
Yeah. The only difference is that
Mary was present.
Yeah. She came to say hello. But that's what so I don't know. But why do you think people do need vices?
I think people convince themselves that they need it.
Okay.
I think they do it. They're like, I wonder what this would be like with Mary here. And so they do it, and then they like the result, and they're like, that's better than what I've been doing. Well, you're also getting better because you've been doing it.
And your mind is in a different state as you in the middle of doing it.
Correct.
But see, like Eminem, his first album after kind of going on sobriety, I think it's Recovery. I think it's that one. That one, I bought it and didn't even open it. Like, it's that bad. I've never sat down and listened to it. I just heard it was really crappy. And plus, I think I didn't buy it. I think somebody gave it to me. So maybe they thought it was crappy, but it was unopened. It was I know it was white, and they had like a prescription bottle or something on it. But that was like his first album after starting sobriety, and it's his lowest performing album. But see, I don't think that's from no longer doing different vices. I think that's from the transition of I do all the vices to I don't do any.
Yeah.
And I think there's
what's important to you is what you rap about.
That, and then his mind state might have been like, I'm clearing all the junk in here, making this bridge, so to speak, to sobriety. I don't know.
Yeah. See, Eminem for me, the Caucasian, he just disappeared one day. Like, I didn't know he had more albums.
Really?
Yeah.
He just dropped Kamikaze 2-3 years ago. Because
no idea.
Him and MGK had a little mild beef. I don't know why, because MGK is not a legend. But he's good, but he's not on the same tier as Eminem.
Eminem is not known for having smart conversations with other people.
Nah, he don't mind shitting on stuff and just kind of not really backing it up. But yeah. But see, so for his case, would that
teach his own?
Would that be vices destroyed? When he stopped using vices, do you think that destroyed his creativity or just changed it? I mean, we haven't sat down and listened to the albums post-recovery, but...
Well, I mean, my thing is, anytime there's like a change, if people were listening to you because it was silly,
Right.
And then you're like, well, I want to do something serious.
Right.
And they're like, well, I didn't really like your serious stuff as much as I liked your silly stuff. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with drugs or no drugs.
It's the content.
That's, you decided to try something different and that didn't work.
Oh, like Lil
that's
Wayne,
okay.
Lil Wayne did the rock album and that kind of floundered and people were,
Sure.
I think it's called Rebirth. But he made a rock album and people were some people were like, man, he really broke the barriers or boundaries, whatever you want to call it. Some people were like, this shit is terrible. So maybe it's the content as kind of like what you said, depending on what direction you go when you make that change. Maybe it's adjusting to that, but I mean, because when you change it, sometimes you're no longer catering to the same audience.
Yeah, like Katy Perry, she was accused of being sort of vapid and basic and
what's vapid?
Sort of like deep as a kiddie pool.
Oh, fake deep. Okay, gotcha.
And so she like released this album that was like heartfelt, had some political stuff in it. And people were like, "Shut the fuck up!" So it was like,
you can't win for losing. Yeah.
Just do whatever you want to do, girl.
I mean, buying that shit
do whatever
regardless.
you want to do. Do whatever you want to do.
But see, okay, give you another example. Mike Tyson, he said most of his fights, he was high. But I mean, he's also a menacing, incredibly skilled boxer. So I don't think the fact that he was high made him a better boxer. And plus, most of his main fights only lasted like 2 rounds. People would pay pay-per-view for his fights. He knocked the motherfucker out in like 2 rounds. You done spent whatever, $80-$90 for 2 minutes of ass whipping.
Yeah.
But, see what I'm saying? But then, so I don't know if...
When I worked at a restaurant, we had a cook, and he would be like, I can't cook unless I'm high. And so the manager was like, well, sure, go for it. So he gave him like a little trial.
Did he kill it?
And he did fine. But his food tasted the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in his mind. And so the manager was like, go for it. If it means you'll show up and do more shifts, sure.
Okay, yeah. Do it.
Food's the same.
Right.
The customers don't care.
They don't know.
You're not standing there doing it while you're cooking. You go and do it, and then you come and cook. And the food's the same. So it was sort of a win-win for the manager because he was like, well, I've got an employee that wants to be here.
Right.
And will pick up other people's shifts who don't want to be here.
Okay.
And cooks the food how it's supposed to be cooked.
So see, maybe that didn't unlock his creativity, so to speak. Maybe it just helped time go by faster because your sense of time kind of distorts when you're not of, sobriety.
Maybe a little bit.
Because I definitely know time goes, no, I've been shitty drunk, like not on here. And and time was going by super slow. Like the weekend before I went to boot camp, it was like a group of 5. When I tell you that was a pretty long day too, long evening.
What time did y'all start?
It was dark. But
what time did y'all stop? It was light.
Nah, I just know going to bed.
You're like 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Felt like it took forever. And I'm like, yeah, 12 hours.
Well, no, it was because we went across at the time. We went across the street to the building is a half strip club, half regular club, and we had ventured back and forth on both sides. And I remember there's a back door to this club, bar, whatever you want to call it, lounge. And I've never been through this back door, but I remember I had thrown up in the bathroom. I was stupid drunk. But anyway, we were getting ready to leave because my boy was like, I'm not going to let you get embarrassed. Let's go. I was like, all right. So I start walking towards the front entrance because that's the only way I've ever gotten in and out. And somehow we start walking to the back. He turns me. We start going to the back door. Now, mind you, I've never been through this door. And I remember getting closer to the door and appearing on the other side of the door. So my assumption is we went through the door. Because I've parked in the back and I've seen the door, but I've never gone in or out of it. People don't go in and out of it. So, but that took
the performers.
Oh, very true. And then I remember kind of like, I'm a grown-ass man, get off me. And I walked my drunk ass across the street to the apartment complex and went and got ready to go in the house. Then these fools apparently drove around to the apartment and beat on the door. Yeah, you are? Yeah. I'm like, I'm cool. Just, you just let me gather my thoughts and myself, but people are like grabbing you. You all right? You all right? Not necessarily drunk, but just in general.
No.
I don't have to worry about that.
No. Nobody seems to give a shit if I'm okay or not.
Whatever. Not that kind of thing. I just
No one's checking in.
I hate
It's
you.
okay.
Phones work both ways. Mwah.
I wasn't talking about you.
I know. I'm talking about the other person.
Guilty bird sings, I
No,
guess.
I know who you're talking about. No, I don't know what you're talking about. But I do know what you mean though. Like when you, yeah. But anyway, sidetrack.
No, I was just drugged. Have I ever talked about that?
No.
So, okay.
Transparency.
A whole lifetime ago. Different relationship and everything.
Just take the cord out. Hey.
Got us.
Latency.
Magic.
Latency.
So me and Chocolate Swirl, we used to go to a beach town that Macaroni and Cheese lived in.
Okay.
And so later in life, after we went there a bunch, Macaroni and Cheese didn't live there anymore.
Okay.
But me and Chocolate Swirl were like, yeah, we should do a squirrels weekend.
Okay.
And so we went to New Orleans, and that's when Chocolate Swirl had to have a pendy. A pendy had to be taken out.
Okay.
And so that was an interesting field trip. But the year before that, we went to the DMV.
Hey.
Maybe. Is that right?
DC,
Anyway.
Maryland, Virginia.
We went to this bar that was it was a dance floor that also had strippers, but they were more like go-go boys.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like they put on a show and then by the end of the show they were naked.
More like hot pants.
It was more like they were mostly naked,
Just hanging
dancing in one area. And if you like some people might give them a tip and they might swing it a little bit, you know what I mean?
I don't, but that's fine.
Well, I guess the equivalent would be if you had 4 women standing randomly in a club and you put $1 in their boot and they
jiggle their
boobie or kind of hit you in the face with their boob or whatever.
I have done that, yes, sir.
Same concept.
I know this is gonna be
Same concept. Just with the chain hang. Lefty. So there were these. So I was like, yeah, I'll drink something. And so there was this really nice man at the bar, and him and his husband were sitting at the bar, and they were older, and he was so nice, which should have been my clue.
They're trying to take your ass.
And so, bought me a drink, and I was like, oh, thanks. And so, Chocolate Swirl had come up and was telling me something or whatever, and I guess in that moment,
It was like, bam.
he put something in the drink. So anyway, later, I was so hot. And I was apparently yelling, that bitch drugged my drink.
You were announcing that in the club?
Listen, yelling it out to the club. So anyway, it was time to go anyway.
They had turned the lights on.
As the effect, I guess maybe the effects took a while because I was a big bitch. And so I'm yelling this in the taxi, but in the taxi, I'm all I want to do is take my clothes off. I'm so hot.
You just left the place that you're supposed to take your clothes off.
Correct. So I guess the result of that was for me to take my clothes off there. And because it took too long, I get back to the hotel that we were staying in, and I'm literally taking my clothes off. Chocolate Swirl is helping me because I'm not doing so well with it.
Right. Not coordinated.
And I crawl to the bathroom floor, which in hotels is usually ice cold.
Yeah.
I slept on the floor. I slept on the bathroom floor.
Why did he hit you with the cold shower thing?
No time.
Oh, okay.
The cold of the floor was exactly what I needed, and I just laid there and just fell asleep. So he left me there and went to bed. But he'd come check on me or whatever. But I think, like, sometimes I think, if I wasn't such a big bitch, what would have happened to me if Chocolate Swirl wouldn't have been there to like, you know what I mean? Like, I think about the people that are like, well, I guess I'll venture out and like see if I can meet some people. I'm
not that person.
But you have to meet people somehow.
People tend to come over to me and talk to me. I don't know.
I don't have that.
I wish I didn't have that. There's times when I know we always joke. There's times when I go places and people just talk. And I'm like, I don't know you and I don't really want to talk. But,
now servers at restaurants? Girl, stop telling me your life story.
Right. I'm the customer. I don't want to hear about you.
I'm trying to eat my food.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it. You're bringing it because I can't go get it.
Pretty much.
I need you to bring me some ketchup because I also can't go get it. It's not allowed.
No, I have that where they want to have I don't know. It's usually other customers at the bar, and I'll just be like...
But at a bar?
Yeah.
Don't nobody talk to me.
They talk to me. Guys. Like, they're, hey, what's up, man? Obviously, I go to sports bars, so there is interaction. But I'm saying I'm
talking about like a club.
Yeah, at clubs, there's people who, like, just, for some reason, they want to talk to me. They just spark up a conversation. I'm like, God, I'm just sitting here, man. Just leave me alone. That's all.
Maybe they think you look lonely.
I might be wanting to look lonely so I can
I must look like a major cunt. And you look lonely. They're like, don't talk to him. But that one over there is lonely. Go talk to him.
That's why me and you had to go to a club, and then you'll shoo them away, and I'll bring them over.
They won't know what to do. They'll just be walking back and forth, never saying anything, but continuously walking.
Trying to figure it out.
They'll look at you, so they'll walk forward, they'll see me, and they'll walk back.
Basically, yeah. I think that would work. That would be great. Yeah.
I could be your repellent.
Yes. And then I can help draw people to you.
I don't know. I think mine might overpower yours.
I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, sir.
I think it will.
You think so?
Yeah. It did. When you were trying to be nice to the server at that one restaurant, and they gave us another server.
For real?
Remember?
Oh. What's the name of the restaurant?
Wings on the Coast.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was that me? Was that you?
What?
Who scared them away?
You were nice, and then they looked at me, and we got a new server.
Oh, I think I do. Did you like shoot the eye knives?
Not really. No. I just said, "Does this come with fries?"
She was like, "I'm leaving."
She said, "This queer motherfucker right here, we ain't having none of that today."
See, had we been, of not sober minds, maybe we would have. So, back to the topic. So, do you think the type of creative...
Maybe I should be on drugs. Maybe that'll bring down the repellent.
I don't know. It depends on your facial expressions, I think. But you don't have RBF, though.
I don't think so.
No, I'm saying you don't have it.
Yeah.
And I don't have it, but I need it.
Well, here's the problem. I don't have it. So, okay, when I was in college, I was a smoker. And there was my second year, there was a picnic, actually, really either year that I was living on campus. Mm-hmm. The first year, there was a bench. Mm-hmm. And I used to sit on the bench and smoke. And people would randomly, they would be walking by, see me smoking, and come stand and talk to me.
That comes with being a smoker, though. You know how that is.
They weren't smokers.
Huh?
Most of them weren't smokers. I only had maybe one or two actual other smokers. I'm not counting them. I'm talking about the non-smokers that would see me sitting over on the side of the dorm. They're walking by on their way to class, and they would come up and tell me all kinds of stuff.
So you're a good listener, though.
So then my second year, I moved 2 buildings down, and there was a picnic table. Mm. Same thing, except this time they would, instead of coming and standing there talking to me, they would come and sit at the picnic table.
And then start talking to you.
And start talking to me.
See, I would figure as a non-smoker, I wouldn't want to sit and just be in the ambiance of the smoke.
Yeah. I don't know. I had one girl, listen, if you're listening out there, sorry, I'm not trying to tell your business. There's so many things that could be, these are so many people that could be this. This one girl came up and she was like, have you ever been sexually assaulted?
Huh?
And I was like, well, we've all had a little experience, I guess.
What was the joke you said? It
wasn't a joke.
No, I said you said something. You said, what did you say?
We've all had a little sexual assault in our lives.
Yeah. You didn't say that to her.
No. She was like, have you ever been sexually assaulted? And I was like,
why is she talking to me?
What? And she sort of looked at me and I went, well, I mean, I guess it depends on your definition.
I know that.
And she was like,
Front door.
hello, sweetie. We'll be done in a little bit.
and she was like, well, I have, and I'm not doing so hot. And she proceeded to tell me the whole story.
For real?
Yeah.
That's
And I was like,
messed up.
well, I hate that happened to you.
Aren't you so empathetic?
Should we call the police? Like,
Don't they got the stands with the
I'm
blue
like,
lights?
wouldn't you want to press
Report them,
charges? Or at
Something?
least tell someone, not me, but maybe someone who could, I don't know, do something about it? I mean, if you're just wanting to get it off your chest,
Right.
sure.
You're right.
I've got to smoke this cigarette anyway. It's not going to smoke itself.
All right. I'm here.
You've already caught me. I can't go anywhere. You know.
That had to suck, though.
Yeah.
To be sitting there and be like,
I felt bad for her, though.
See, how do you...
Because I think she just wanted to tell me. I think she
You just want to say it out loud, yeah. So it's not in
It
here.
happened all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I just...
And it wasn't one of those, like, creepy, like, hit the blue button, you're running from your
It was
rapier.
like...
You're not running from the rapier.
it was more of like too much to drink and kind of regretting it kind of thing.
One of those, like, we're really friends, but you want to be more than friends, and you're taking advantage of a moment where I may not be fully aware. Yeah, I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
I was like, you should probably press charges.
See, yeah.
That was my advice.
Yeah.
I don't know if she ever did or not. If you did, good on you, girl.
What's her name?
Genevieve.
Genevieve of Rapiers.
Genevieve Rapier the Third. Yeah.
Oh, you're horrible.
But people all the time. I mean, I would have people, like, that was a pretty extreme example, but I mean, I would have people that would just come and sit down. So what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm a student.
What are they trying to say? You're a professor?
I guess. And they would go, well, you know, what's your, my major's blah, blah, blah. What's your major? And I'd be like,
yeah.
stripping. The ethics of stripping.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I see, maybe...
Just random.
But see, those are sober people. What do you do when it's... Have you had that experience in like a bar setting?
God. No, because people don't come up to me at bars.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they come up to me like, hey,
I've never been to, like, when you're talking about bars, you're talking about, like, sports on the TV, order a beer.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like, gay bars.
Well, I've only been to one gay bar, but...
But you know what I'm saying? Like...
that was actually fun. I told you about it.
Straight, yeah. But, like, straight bars...
They're set up different.
Do you have, I guess, lounge? So when you go to the lounge, which is more of a meet people in that way kind of place, I assume. Think lounge, gay bar.
Oh, okay.
So there are gay bars where, like, when I lived in another location, there was a gay bar, I don't remember the name of it, it was sports themed. Mm-hmm. But there was still, even though there were sports, there was still an element of meeting other people.
Oh, dating.
So it was sort of a lounge with sports playing.
Oh, okay, that's not bad though.
Yeah. So when you think bar, when you're saying bar, like going to the bar and watching sports, I'm not talking about those bars.
Well, I've been to a club too.
Those kind of places, yes. I've had random people come up and sit and tell me their life story.
Yeah, I had one. I was at the Peaks of Twin in a whole nother state. And they just start talking to me like, hey, so what are you here for? And I was like, some training. And then they
Stripper training.
Yeah, and then then he started asking me just random stuff. Hey, so you like the area, and what else do you do? And I'm like, why do you give a fuck? That's what I want to say.
Maybe they're bored. Maybe they're lonely.
Well, it's two of them, one on my left and my right, and they didn't know each other. The guy was nice. The guys were nice, but I didn't.
They probably I think you give off a lonely vibe.
But I just wanted to watch. It was the Golden. Was it the Golden? Yeah, it was the Golden State game. I forgot who they were playing. They were playing Sacramento. Well, hell, by this time, come around the hell, the NBA Finals deal with. But
it might be the new season.
It might be. But I just
preseason.
Preseason. Might be NFL preseason. NFL preseason. Excuse me. Give or take. But no, I just want to sit there and I think the other
might be the Super Bowl.
Stupid as it might be. No, when you're sitting there and you just want to sit there and like I'm like intent because when I go to bars like sports bars or just those type of I go in with AirPods in or whatever.
I don't think people see that.
I don't either.
You should go in with your headphones.
I'm not going to them big ass shit.
I'm serious.
But they're red.
Try it and see.
That looks too obvious. It's like, hey, don't say shit to me, bitch.
Yeah, that's what you want.
I know, but I don't want them heavy ass shits on my head in the restaurant or bar or whatever. I just want to sit there.
I'm just saying, beauty is pain. You can always test the theory out. If somebody's still like, hey, take it off.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, for real.
Then you're like, well,
they're noise canceling for a reason. But
what? Maybe that's what you need to do. What you want?
I might just start doing it. I'm like, I can't hear you. But they're still going to be like, oh, you can take them out? I can't. They're glued to my head.
Implants. You're like, I had them implanted.
So, about vices.
I can't hear you. They're implanted.
That's how I feel sometimes. Like, bro, just leave me alone.
Maybe you're not drinking fast enough.
But see, I'm so damn nice. If they start talking to me, if they talk long enough, like, hey, would you like a drink? Is that what you're trying to get out of me? I mean, you can have a drink. Like I offered the guy, he said, hey.
Listen, they're probably all talking and you walk in and they go, that's the one that buys drinks if you'll talk to her.
No, these are at random places, like the one down in Nebraska. The Pizza Twin. I got an apple pie, which is an Angry Orchard, and you pour a shot of Fireball in it.
I forgot we were talking about alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, is it good? I was thinking apple, like a piece of pie.
Nah, exactly. That's really good, though. So he was like, man, what is that? I said, it's called apple pie, but some people call it Angry Balls because it's Angry Orchard Fireballs. And but I call it apple pie. Angry Orchard beer.
I don't think I would have ever, I don't really know much about Angry Orchard, but I don't know why I would.
Because it's a cider beer with cinnamon whiskey. So it's kind of a blend of cinnamon and apple, so to speak.
Cider.
But it does actually kind of taste like apple pie. All jokes aside, if you ever go ahead and give it a try.
One of our topics needs to be the phrase all jokes aside, because I think you're using that wrong.
It's just a way of saying I'm dead serious.
I think a lot of people are using that wrong.
Why is that?
Because I think you have to tell a joke first. Like, I think you have to laugh about something and be like, all jokes aside, she really is a nice girl.
Oh, that's a better use of it. I don't know if I'm incorrectly using it, but that's a much better use of it. I think it's kind of the same way people be like, real talk, or what's the new phrase they say? It's not no lie. What is the new phrase that people say? It's
no fuck? No.
No fuck. All right.
No. What was that word you said the other day? The other week?
For real?
That you didn't like, but people were said. And it was like it like had an extra letter or something. Folgers or something. Flage. No flage.
I hate that phrase.
See, I knew I'd get there eventually.
Yeah, but
is that it?
Yeah, no flage. No
flex zone.
It's like fraud or fraud. What I know it means like but essentially it means.
But what are you thinking of? Is that what you're thinking of?
No, there's another one that people keep saying. Is it no lie? I can't think of it. Fuck it. But
what's the new phrase?
You're trying to see if she's eavesdropping?
Yeah.
14. No, there is a phrase.
Busted.
No lies. What? Somebody's probably listening right now like, is this such and such?
Screaming at it.
Yes, but I can't think of it. Anyway.
I know who it is screaming at it.
the person who gave us the topic for this week's episode.
Is it a person?
I don't know.
I thought it came from you.
No, the one actually released this week, not this actively being recorded episode.
Oh,
never mind. But,
yes. That is who I was thinking of. Yeah,
they might be. But no, I mean, now that I've lost my train of thought,
no lie.
There you go. That's what it is.
No, that was what you were trying to figure out.
Is it no lie? All jokes aside, no lie,
no fib, no.
It's something to that effect. It's
no yuck, no.
It don't matter anyway. So what are we talking about now? We talking about whether vices help or hurt creativity.
Because everybody got vices.
You stupid.
I do like the end of that song though.
I ain't never even heard it, but I might listen.
He says, "Worry about your own fucking life."
That should be everybody.
And he says it 3 times, and then it changes to, "And stay the fuck up out of mine."
That should have been the Raptor quote.
Well, I didn't know we were going to do vices.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But listen, the poet laureate. I got to give props. Is that the word? Got to give props where props are. Participating award giver. You showed up.
Okay.
Congratulations.
That's fair. I agree with that phrase, though. Everybody should mind their own. People don't, but they should.
Listen, I'm nosy. Might be why I said, sure, I'll be a part of the podcast.
Absolutely.
I love to ask questions. I love to hear people's stories, which is why I never ran anybody off, because I do love to hear about people's business.
Too. I talk my shit, but I do like listening. I'd be like, interesting.
Well, it depends on where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like if I'm eating, give me a minute.
Right, because I got food falling on my mouth and shit.
Like, because it's really hard to focus on what you're saying while I'm trying to enjoy.
We go eat, but this is a different dynamic. Like I know you're not a stranger.
But you're like, I'm looking. You wait until I look at you and I take a bite and then I look back at you and you continue on.
Right. I'm not like, why aren't you answering?
Yeah,
I got food.
No, that's what you do on here.
Of course.
When it used to flip back and forth between the two of us, you'd wait until I took a sip of drink and you'd go, so what do you think?
I can also go back to that.
I don't do that anymore.
No, I bet I can go back to the flip back and forth thing. I don't like that though. It takes too much work.
That was a lot for you.
Yeah. But I think the simultaneous look better anyway.
Yeah, because I feel like we missed a lot.
Yeah!
Because you would say stuff, and me and Camera One were on it. Me and Camera One's lie detector, it'd go off all the time.
I know, now we're just being upset.
No floss, no lie.
It's something along the lines of no lie, something like that. But it's people say it all the time right before they get...
No cap.
No, not that. It's
no cap. That means no lie.
Yeah, but my thing is...
It's newer than no cap.
Yeah, I think it's newer. It's just a very common...
No cap zone. Sorry.
So are there times... So, I don't know. The vices...
There are times.
Do you feel like there's vices have improved in experience for you?
So the whole reason that I sort of started diving into Mary a little bit more then, I sort of got sidetracked over the last 2 years. 2 years. So I have a sleep disorder.
Right. Oh, that is right.
And they tell you I take melatonin. And I've stayed on the same milligrams. I've never went up. But they're like, you really shouldn't take melatonin a lot.
Because your body reduces the amount of eggs, right?
So, but the problem for me is I'm like, I've been taking it for like 25 years.
You have been or you haven't?
Like at this point.
Oh, yeah. As
of like 2 years ago, when I was looking into this, Macaroni and Cheese was helping me. It had probably been at least 20 years.
Damn.
Because I
didn't even know it existed.
I was in college and I was having a horrible time. I couldn't sleep at night, and then I would finally fall asleep and I couldn't wake up. I had classes that started at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, missed them, slept right through them.
Oh, because you would finally crash when you finally did go to bed, like really sleep.
So that was...
I did that last week. I was out.
We're at least 20 years ago. Yeah, probably right at 20 years ago now. I started taking. I had to go to a specialist.
Was
and
it
they were
prescription then?
like, no.
Oh, you've always
OTC.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you want it, there's a certain other part. If you want melatonin with something else, I think there's a prescription for it, but I didn't need that.
Oh.
But anyway, so I mean, you think like you're only supposed to take it for a short amount of time, like a short amount of time in like a couple months. I've been taking it 20 years. And so I thought, well,
puff, hey. So.
I thought, well, they say that some people like, that's when Macaroni and Cheese was sort of explaining to me like sativa versus indica, where sativa is more of an upper and indica is more of a downer, to sleep. And so that's really why I even started exploring in that realm to go, okay, well, if I'm not supposed to rely so heavily on melatonin, I wonder if I met Mary Indica the third, I wonder if that would help me not take melatonin for a while, and maybe my brain would start making melatonin again, back in, whatever. But then I got sidetracked, and so I haven't really tried it again. But I need to.
So if you go back to the melatonin?
Yeah.
Is it helping?
I mean, it does the same thing. It does, I go to sleep.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Well, but the problem for me is I'm like, if it's realistically, I'm hoping to live more than another year.
I would hope so.
I would like to not have to fix it later. If I could do something now that would just fix it for the rest of my life. Where only in severe cases would I take melatonin.
Right, where you just can't
then go to sleep. Then it would be.
Well, they got this new NyQuil sleep aid. It's not the coffee. Is that what that is? Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I know
it's NyQuil with melatonin in it.
Shit, the regular NyQuil knock your ass. Well, it knocks me out.
It does me too.
Yeah. So
I don't know what it is in there that there's something in NyQuil. I mean, I guess if we looked at the labels, we could figure it out. But there's something in NyQuil that DayQuil doesn't have.
I think it's the alcohol. I mean, I don't know, but I
don't know. Maybe. I know people like alcoholics. They'll get NyQuil if they can't. Like if certain states they cut you off. Like if you let someone get too drunk, and they leave your establishment, you're
responsible for it.
Legally responsible.
Yeah.
So I think like sometimes they'll do a little shot of NyQuil.
Yeah, we had this guy that he would robo trip. So
Robitussin.
Yeah, I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
I'm still not 100% on how that works. Like, do you just drink the whole bottle?
I can't quite remember. I think he got. So I'm gonna make a short story long as hell, like I always do. In the Navy, we pulled it
in the Navy.
Pulled it to the port in New York City, or we pulled into Earl, New Jersey, somewhere around there. So me and my boy Johnson, we're going to hit the city. His name was Matthew Johnson. Cool as hell.
Oh boy, Johnson.
Yeah, my boy Johnson.
Do you remember those?
My Johnson.
You remember those shirts?
Yeah. But so we like, we're going on.
Still have those. Anyway.
But we going on Liberty, which is like out and about or whatever. And I asked the robo tripper dude, I said, yo man, he was like, you mind if I go? And he's known for not having no fucking money.
Because he's robo tripping.
Pretty much. We like, yo, you got some money? He's like, nah, I ain't got no money. I was like, nah, we good. We'll see. And so me and Johnson, we shoot out there. We shoot out that bitch immediately. Because you got to sign up with at least one Liberty buddy. Because you got to look out for each other because you're not at home. You know what I mean? So we get on the bus. It's like a shuttle bus, take people into New York. Why the fuck we sit in the back of this motherfucker? Hey, you guys left me. He put his name on the list with us. I said, God damn, he ain't got no money. And this motherfucker trying to go with us. So we get to New York City. And I tell Johnson, I probably text him on the low. I was like, yo, man, we gonna both, you mind, we both give him $20. That way he can eat and we gotta worry about shit else while he with us. He's like, yeah, man, that's cool, whatever. We get to New York City, we go to the barber shop, we sit down, I need a fresh, you know what I mean? Matt trying to get him a fresh, cause this Negro gets his country ass in the seat.
With no money.
Not a drop of money. Except for the little $40 we both gave him. And the haircut was probably more than that. Because it was New York City.
Gotcha.
So we get our haircut. I said, I know he didn't sit his monkey ass in that chair and get no fucking haircut. I looked at Johnson, like, I'm not paying for this goddamn haircut. Man was like, I'll pay for it. I was like, ah. So he paid for it. We goes out and about. We stopped by. He said, "I need to stop by this." And now, mind you, I didn't know really what robo tripping was. So we making our way because we bouncing around from borough to borough, blah blah blah. We ended up needing to go to. He needed to go to a pharmacy.
Okay. For Robitussin.
Yeah. He even said, "I'm going to get some." I think he said, "I'm going to get some Robitussin." I can't remember. Again, this is fucking 15, give or take years ago.
Okay.
I'm like, why the fuck is he getting? I said, "You got a cold or something?" I do remember saying something like that. Like, "You got a cold or something?"
Out here sick trying to get me sick.
Yeah. Something
Liberty.
something like that. And he comes out. And fucking this fool ain't got no money. We go to eat and do other shit. He don't have no money. I'm like, where did the $40 go?
Robitussin.
Yes.
That was before they put a limit on it. And you have to scan your license now. Because of him.
This fool's dead now.
Is he?
Yeah, he drowned. Why are you laughing at his misery? This fool is dead as hell. He drowned in a lake. He went swimming in the lake with a boat. He was also extremely melanated, like this shirt.
I feel like...
And supposedly he drowned because they couldn't find him. He was a darker skinned brother. He drowned in the lake.
I feel like...
hanging out with y'all white guys.
It's sort of like...
his death isn't funny, but how he died is funny.
I don't remember who it was that I heard this from, but it was sort of like, I want an ironic death where I'm rushed to the hospital because I have in a diabetic coma and an insulin truck hits my ambulance and I die from the car accident. Like that irony of he was in the Navy and died in water.
Well, this is after he got out of the Navy. I just heard about it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're in the Navy and you die in the water.
And you're like he was super black.
And can't be...
and drowned in a lake at nighttime because nobody could find you.
I feel like you set me up a little bit on that one because you told this whole story and then you were like, and he's dead.
I mean, he is dead.
As though he died that night.
Oh, no. This is after he died dead.
And I'm like, and there's your names beside him and you're going, he died. Check his pocket, see if that 20's still in there. We gave him.
We had to pay for that food to get a haircut and to eat. Oh, that shit hurt the fuck out of my nerves. Oh, what's funny is...
But he got it back.
He got what back?
He died early.
Was that karma? I don't
Could
believe
be.
in karma.
Could be.
No, you know what's odd though? Now that I'm thinking about
probably
it,
died with a bunch of money because everybody paid for everything for him because he never, quote, had any money.
yeah, he paid it forward. I'm sorry, that was not PC at all. Nah, at the time I had started trying to make a YouTube page. I just remember that. I had bought a little cheap ass little, you remember back in the day they had the cameras that like, you flipped it up and twisted it. You could like walk around with it.
GoPro.
No, not those. This is way before. This is in like 2009.
Isn't that going to GoPro?
Not now. Now GoPro made back. This is 09. This is. It might have been.
I thought GoPro's been around for a while, hasn't it?
Not no 14, 15 years though.
You don't think so?
I didn't buy. I know it wasn't name brand. It might have been like an old ass, like a little bit. Do you remember the ones you flip the screen out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a GoPro. But anyway, yeah, I'm with you.
Well, I had started the Hood Chronicles, walking around New York like an idiot. Me, Matt, and old Robitussin head.
Did you just have the video?
Hell no. It was so
Not Robitussin head.
No Robitussin head ass.
So he spent $40 just on Robitussin.
Probably close to it. I mean, he had no money afterwards, yeah. I guess Vices didn't enhance his experience in that lake. Somebody is listening to this like, Michael's a straight asshole. I mean, this dude been dead for like 10 years. I don't know. I don't even remember his name.
Hadn't you been out of the military? So he died right after the military.
Well, he got kicked out early. He got kicked out like within like his first
life's not going well.
It don't exist anymore.
Well, you know, back in the story.
Yes, he got booted out. Yeah, after that.
For robo tripping, probably.
Probably.
I don't know what it does for you.
Probably the same shit all vices do. Put you in a different mind state. But
But
that's
it
probably
means
a
that it
really
get you,
bad
like,
mind state.
Drunk? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I've taken like cough medicine that's like really strong, and I mean, I feel sleepy, but I'm like, "Ooh, I'm feeling good." I'm like, I'm sleepy. I'm going to lay down.
I hate to be on medicine.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Like if I'm sick, not
both
just
of my
because.
surgeries, I was like,
Because you like to be a little pep in your step.
Yeah, I'm only taking it because I know the pain is the pain is going to be excruciating, and that's why the medicine is there to get you through the excruciating time, so that when you go off of them, it's just sore instead of like your body's growing back together, excruciatingly painful.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
So I take it like if they're like take it for 3 days. The second I take that last pill on that third day, I ain't taking another one.
At all? No, I definitely did. I got one of my wisdom teeth pulled out, and I definitely kept taking them. It was kind of nice.
I bet it was.
I mean, I still had some pain, but it wasn't the excruciating pain.
I had to hide them. I might have 3. I don't remember.
Well, I'll put it this way. We can close this. I feel as though...
In closing.
the vice
Go ahead with our new transition of in closing.
I finally was introduced to Go Ahead.
Go ahead.
I got to tell you what Two times. Okay. He's an interesting individual.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, now I really want to close. I can tell you about that.
Nosey with good intentions at gmail.com. We love a good email.
Yeah.
We're back.
Like we never left.
We worked it out.
Oh, I got a major hat here. Go ahead.
Do you? As you can tell, I was not prepared at all.
I mean, me neither.
I didn't shave. I didn't do shit. I didn't cut my nails. I didn't even ask you if you had the nail trimmer when I got here.
My bad. I forgot.
Didn't even ask. Never even crossed my mind again. But Nosey with good intentions at gmail.com. Give us a little email. We also have a TikTok, Nosey Podcast, or Nosey with good intentions.
Screen just...
It'll eventually scroll. Probably is now that he said it, but
it's usually late. Because when I edit it, the purple bar that has all the credits in it, it spans like this much. But it doesn't start until like a third of the way because I guess it has to start going up the bottom of the screen. I still haven't figured it out.
Huh. That makes sense, though. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Because I just thought it started at the bottom.
No, I think...
Now we're here. Snapchat, it'll be whatever you have Michael's number saved as, or Nosey with good intentions. Or Nosey Podcast?
Nosey Podcast.
Nosey Podcast.
It's all, it might be Burner. Burner.
If it's from last week, it's Burner. You can change it this week to Genevieve Mary the Third.
Or something about Mary.
No, Mary. What was it? Mary Indigo the Third.
This is message.
We also have Instagram, Nosey with good intentions. You can send us a message there. That's also okay. Love to hear from you. We're giving advice. I don't know if I've mentioned that for a while.
Did we give
We're back. We took our own advice, worked it out, so we're back. Giving advice.
We're trying. We're here faking it. Flogging. Excuse me.
Flogging. Flaking and flogging. That was what it was.
Yeah, somebody faking it. Once we get done, I'm going to remember the phrase.
No cap.
I'm going to be mad, yeah.
Japanese. Yeah. Ho speaking Japanese. Hit him with karate chop.
Is that really the end of that Japanese line?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yes, it is. But it's funny. Oh, Lordy. They're not really that good. Like so the episode came out where I was like, Megan will be the next Nikki.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
In my opinion. The reason for that I said in that episode was Megan is the only one that seems to attempt any actual lyric.
Lotto can rap a little bit. Actual lyricism.
Lyric complexity and creativity.
Mm.
There are other people that can say words rhythmically.
Right.
But I'm talking lyrically.
Yeah, some effort.
Pussy Juicy. Minute Maid. That was supposed to be your rapturous quote.
Thank you. No. No.
But she's the only other one. Like the rest of them are just saying the exact same stuff with their own voices.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There might be too many raptresses.
Well, like
save that for
Iggy
next
doesn't
time.
rap anymore. Or she's taking a hiatus. But hers were at least creative.
She started doing OnlyFans.
She did. Good luck, girl.
I mean, she's very
I think
nice.
you'll be fine.
She's nice and nice.
I think
she's
you'll be
fine.
fine. Yeah, she's very pretty. And she's very funny.
I don't know if
Like, I've seen some videos of her like just being herself.
Oh, she
She's
is?
really funny.
Okay.
So yeah, I think she'll be one of those people that like probably will dabble with rap on this or music in general on the side, but like I think she'll be more of a personality. I think we're gonna see her more and more. Sort of like Jessica Simpson, she went into like business and shoes and
Yeah.
like I feel like Iggy's
Kinda
gonna
did her pivot.
Iggy's sort of gonna pivot in that in some sort of business direction, and I think we're gonna see her more as like a not really a la because we don't really see her much anymore, but sort of that television personality type of person. Because she's really funny. But anyway, she'll be fun. But what was I? Megan. But Megan's the only one that's like.
There's some quality.
There's some
to
creativity
it.
to it. You know, there's some.
She's using vices.
No, and famously, one of her songs she talks about that. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll show it to you later. You're not going to listen anyway, but
I will.
You might actually like that song though, because it's a little more of it's a deeper song. Like she's talking about emotions.
Oh, it has some substance. Okay.
Yeah. Which honestly, her whole the album that she just released, all of the songs are really. She sort of had her hot girl summer and all that stuff, to get her name out there.
Even she had a whole boyfriend.
While all that stuff, but this new album seems to be more like
a more mature album.
A little more of here's a little more about me.
Oh, introspective.
Introspective, thank you. That's a good word.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, so you can ask us for advice. We dabble.
He'll answer. I'll just participate.
We'll give it our best shot. We also have, if you're watching Hi out there on YouTube, I don't think I said this last week. Probably not. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're listening, hi there, left ear. Camera one, we've already talked to you today, but left ear, we haven't really talked to you much since last week.
Yeah.
If you're listening, hi, who are ya? Go ahead and subscribe at your podcast app. Get your face.
Please and do.
Give us the
many stars.
Please and do. Please and do. Please and do. Thank you. Please and do. Thank you. There you go. Pussy Juicy. Minute Maid. Please and do. Thank you.
That's too long. That's too long.
Close. It sounds the same. I just don't have her voice, but whatever. Is that on?
Thank you for listening to our Nosey Nonsense.